Hey, maybe you're a new student here at Pierce College, but maybe you're having a tough time figuring out what it is you'd eventually like to do for a future career, and therefore you're having a really tough time figuring out what degree or certificate program you'd like to pursue. Well, in this video, we're going to explore some ways that might make a more informed decision with what career pathway you'd like to be on. So from the Pierce homepage, if you scroll down to explore your possibilities, we have 6 different career pathway focus areas. And in each of these, you can expand them, take a look at some of the different fields underneath each one. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at the self-directed search. So the self-directed search was developed by John Holland, who was a psychologist, and he postulated that there are 6 different personality types that correspond to work environments that if you find your best work environment, it will create great career fit and you will eventually be more satisfied in the work that you do. So as I'm describing each of these different career environments, what I want you to be thinking about is which environment sounds the most like you, and then which one sounds like the next highest one that's closest to how you work and the characteristics that you have, and then your third. And the first letter of each one of these as we go around: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. The first letter will become part of your Holland code. And I'll show you at the end how that works. So if you're a realistic type, realistics are doers. They are athletic. They tend to be very practical, thrifty, traditional, systematic, and generally good with tools and equipment. They love outdoor activities, camping, hiking, fishing. They enjoy painting houses, fixing up things, usually working with objects, tools, machines, plants, or animals. And some examples of good career fit roles for them might be construction, being a first responder, or being a veterinary technician. Investigative types, they are our thinkers. They love to solve problems. They are typically analytical, scholarly, inquisitive, very scientific, and generally reserved. They enjoy intellectual pursuits, dealing with abstract concepts, researching, analyzing, solving complex problems, and usually working alone. So some examples of best fit career roles might be being a computer programmer, being a doctor or surgeon, or an electrical engineer. Artistic types generally are creators. They love to find out what is the starting point of what needs to be done, what's the end point, and then they develop their own pathway to get there. They tend to be very creative, imaginative, original thinkers. They're usually impulsive, very flexible, and quite idealistic. They enjoy figuring out their own path to a desired outcome. They love beauty, art, drama, music, and being unconventional. So some best fit roles for them might be being an actor, a video game designer, a technical writer, or an artist. Social types, they are our helpers. They love helping out other people and meeting their needs. So they tend to be very nurturing, friendly, patient, very generous and kind, and somewhat idealistic. They enjoy teaching, training, developing other people, healing and curing patients, and working in groups and helping others generally to solve their problems. So some best fit career roles for them might be being a school teacher, a registered nurse, or a physical therapy assistant. If you're an enterprising type, you are a persuader. You love to influence other people, are very confident, outgoing, fast-paced, usually extroverted, and a risk taker. Enterprising types enjoy influencing, leading, persuading others, being adventurous, performing, starting new initiatives, and generally love politics. Best fit career roles for enterprising types are being a sales manager, an entrepreneur, or a retail supervisor. Conventional types are our organizers. They tend to be methodical, very efficient, data-driven, detail-oriented, and they're very practical and structured. They enjoy filing, cataloging, tracking data, very highly structured environments, and love doing things according to a very prescribed manner. So some best fit career roles for them might be being a bookkeeper, an accountant, a web administrator, or doing medical billing and coding. So as you listen to these different Holland code types. I want you to think about what sounded most like you and what was your second best pick and your third best pick environment. So for example, if yours was social, investigative, and then artistic, you would be S, I, and then A as your Holland code type. Then we're going to go over here to onetonline.org, and we're going to click on our top types. So for this section, I'm going to click on social and then realistic. I recommend that you only do 2 because otherwise you could potentially rule out some other possibilities. And then as you scroll down, this job zone corresponds to the amount of education required to do each job. So as we scroll down here, we're going to click on acute care nurses. We can see that they have a bright outlook because of the sun here. And when we click in, we also see the bright outlook up here. We see a sample of reported job titles. These are different things that they call acute care nurse. And then we can find out additional information about tasks, technology, knowledge, skills, and abilities needed to do this job. So when we come back to the Pierce homepage, if we're thinking about being an acute care nurse, that would most likely fall under healthcare. And then we can start exploring the Pierce College degrees and certificate programs that would best equip someone to be an acute care nurse. Then we can start looking here and speaking to an advisor about the different classes required to pursue and complete this degree. And I hope that this will help you make a more informed decision about your future career pathway at Pierce College.